Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be taking you through, guys, my current glute warm-up routine. You can do this whether you're working out from home, or you can do this even if you're working out in the gym. So the first thing you need is some resistant bands, a pair of dumbbells. That's not really necessary, but if you're going to be lifting heavy, just get the lightest pair of dumbbells just to prime your muscles. And also make sure that you have a mat. So first things first, I'm going to start by opening up my hips. So I don't really know how to explain what I'm doing, but I'm sure you can see what I'm doing. But yeah, I'm going to spread out my knees, and I'm going to sit back for a couple of seconds, and then I'm going to push my body forward and keep doing that. And basically, you guys, what I've learned with this movement is that when my hips are more opened, I tend to do, especially when it comes to abductions, I tend to hit the right muscles even more. So you want to make sure that you're really taking your time when it comes to doing this movement. And sometimes I like to put my feet together like I'm doing now, because I feel like it helps me open my hips up even wider. And but yeah, you want to really take your time doing the warm up, because especially if you're someone that struggles with like your form when it comes like squatting properly, or maintaining your balance when you squat. I know some people may struggle with maintaining their balance, or even struggle going deep enough when it comes to their squat. You really want to make sure that you open up your hips first, because there might be a reason why you're not squatting as deep as you should be, maybe because your hips are so tight. But yeah, I'm gonna go back and do the second movement that I did. So when you're doing these movements, you need to make sure that you really take your time, and you want to make sure that when you're taking your time, you're really connecting with your body, and you're really feeling the muscle that you need to open up, or you need to stretch. You're really feeling that open. You're really feeling that move, because when it like you want to with you that muscle you want to that mind muscle connection you're building now is gonna help you later on in your workout. Okay. Also, just so you know, I mean, you can see in the video that I didn't speed up the tempo or anything. I didn't fast forward any of the clips. The reason for that is just to show you guys how much of each movement, of each move that I do, and also just to show you the tempo that I do it, because you can see I'm doing them really slow. I'm really taking my time. So up next, I'm gonna do this move where I put one foot in front of the other, and then I make sure that I'm kneeling on the back leg, and I'm gonna push my body forward. I'm gonna rock my body forwards and backwards on the front leg, and I'm again, this is gonna make sure that I'm warming up my hamstrings, and also I'm still opening up my hips. Okay, and I'm just gonna keep doing that until I feel like that's open, and then I will move on to warming up my glutes. Which the first move I'm gonna do is the laying of the fire hydrants. I was gonna say laying abductions, but yeah. So it's like fire hydrants where I'm opening up my leg, and then I'm gonna stretch it out, bring it back, put it down, open it up, stretch it out, back, down. Okay, I'm just getting it ready, getting it primed. So when I do start, working out, my body is already used to moving in that way. So movement flows. So with these, I don't really count how many I do, but whatever I do on one side, I make sure I do the same on the other side. So if I do 4 on one side, I'm gonna do 4 on the other side, just to keep it balanced. I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna do some leg swings, and make sure you hold on to something, wall or just make sure you hold on to something steady. And what you're gonna do is you're just gonna swing one leg back and forth. Okay, just swing it back and forth. Again, we're just making sure that the blood is properly circulating all throughout your leg. Just move your leg back and forth, and you're gonna do the same on the other side. Just rock it back and forth as high as you can, as high as is comfortable. Don't but you wanna do is you make sure that the leg is moving. Don't overextend your back. If you can try and not do that. Then I'm gonna do the same leg, but this time I'm going to be moving it in and out, like almost an abduction move. So instead of back and forth, I'm going to be moving side to side. Again, just opening up those hips, just making sure that we have a full range of movement. So if you're someone that struggles with their form when it comes to squatting, this next movement is gonna help. So make sure that your elbows are on the inside of your knees and your feet are wider than your hips apart, and you're just gonna squat down as deep as you can and come up. But keep your elbows next to your knees, okay? Up like I'm doing in the video. Just down and up, down and up. Again, make sure it's slow and controlled. Okay, really focusing on going down as is comfortable for you. I'm just going to turn around just to show you what it should look like from the back. Okay, so down. Let's adjust my form there. So down and up. That's what it should look like. And if you feel like more comfortable, more confident, you can even remove your knees. Sorry, did I say your knees? I meant your elbows, you guys. Remove your elbows from your knees and just go down and up without the help of your elbows, keeping you in place. Up next, I am going to warm up I'm going to do some donkey kicks. And the reason I include this in my warm up is because I always do donkey kicks when it comes, the cable kicks when it comes to my proper workout. So this, I'm basically just establishing that mind muscle connection. So when my foot comes up, I know that I need to make sure that I'm hitting the top part of my glute, okay? So I'm gonna slightly bend my knees, as you can see, and keep my back in a neutral position and kick with my heel out. My heel is what I'm focusing on right now, is I'm kicking my leg out. I'm focusing on putting all my weight on my heel. So when I do go on the cable squat machine, that's where my focus is going to be. So this is why it's important to warm up. And when you warm up, try and include some of the movements that you may find difficult to do, that are going to be in your workout. Include them in your warm up, so it primes your mind when you do the workout. When you do start your workout properly, your body is already used to doing the movement. You've already established that mind muscle connection. Up next, we have the deadlifts, and I grab a small dumbbell. And remember, the whole point of this movement right now is to establish that mind muscle connection. So at this point, I'm making sure that my back is neutral and that my form is correct. It's like on point, okay? So I'm making sure that when I bring the dumbbell, my back remains neutral and there's a slight bend in my knees, okay? Up and down. I keep that motion going. So when I do start the workout, when I do come across this movement, it's all seamless, okay? So up next, we have the squats. And with this, again, it depends on what what muscle you're targeting, because I'm going to be targeting glutes. And also, I like my squats to target my inner thighs. I like to go way wider than my shoulder width. So that's why my legs are the way, the stance they are. But yeah, I'm gonna go down and come up. Right now I'm just showing you guys what not to do. I was going a bit fast right there. And so this is how I like to warm up. I like to go down slowly and come up slowly. Again, the whole reason for this is because I'm establishing that mind muscle connection. As I'm going down, I'm focusing all my weight. I'm making sure that my weight is on my heels, and then when I come up, I'm making sure that my most of my weight is on my heels. And then when I get down to the lowest point, I need to I'm also making sure that that my butt doesn't do that butt wink, that it stays solid. There we go. Stays, comes up. And I'm making sure that my back, I'm going to show you when I turn sideways, I'm going to make sure that my back remains neutral. You want to make sure that your back is as relaxed as possible. Again, as you can see, I am not rushing through the movement. I am taking my time and making sure that I'm establishing that mind muscle connection. So go slowly, as slowly as you can, and really make sure that that mind muscle connection is there. There's no point in you rushing through the movement and not targeting is the right muscle. It's just wasting your time. So up next, we need to warm up our side glutes. So you're gonna grab your resistant band and you're gonna put it just above your knees, and we're going to be walking sideways, okay? And I'm going to show you the form. So you make sure your feet are shoulder width apart, and make sure that your knees are slightly bent and your back is slightly forward, okay? And you're going to take big side steps as wide as you can and do the same thing on the other leg. And make sure that however many you do on one leg, you do the same on the other leg. So this is what your stance should look like, okay? I'm only going I'm only going forward sideways because I don't have much space where I'm filming. But again, guys, I'm just showing you, you should be feeling it in your side glutes when you do this movement. If you're not feeling it in your side glutes, you're not doing it properly. So stop and make sure that your form is correct. Again, I'm going to show you what you should look like when I'm going to turn the other way. So this is what it should look like. Your knees should be slightly bent. They should remain bent throughout the movement. Okay, see, even when I'm walking forwards, I'm taking big steps and my knees remain bent the entire time. Okay, do as many as you can. So the last movement in my warm-up is usually the glute bridge. And I do this to prime myself for the hip thrust. So for the hip thrust, if you do hip thrust or if you're looking to start doing hip thrust, when you bring your hips up, you want to make sure that your tailbone is tucked in. Okay? So that's what I'm making sure that I'm doing is I'm doing the movement. See how when I come down, I'm keeping it same straight, and then when I bring my body up, I'm not thrusting it up. I'm just bringing it up and I'm squeezing my butt, but my tailbone remains tucked in. Yes, there is like a curve between my back and my butt, but that's just how I'm made. So I can't get rid of that curve. But so yeah, you shouldn't be doing it like this. See how I'm doing now? I'm pushing my hips way forward. That's wrong. You should not be doing it like that. Okay, this is wrong. This is how you should be doing them. All right, make sure you see. I just adjusted my form right there, tucked in my tailbone, and push it up. There we go. And when you come up, make sure you squeeze your butt, okay? Get in the habit when you do your glute bridge to squeeze your butt. So when you do your hip thrust, you want to make sure that you squeeze your butt up when you're at the top. And you see how I'm coming up at the top and I'm making sure my tailbone remains tucked in. That's how you want to do your hip thrust. Yes, you could warm up with hip thrust, but it's just that for me it's easier to warm up with glute bridges because it saves me time. But because I don't usually a lot of time to set up, they take quite a long time to set up. But yeah, this brings me to the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for staying with me. If you stay with me this long, make sure you subscribe and give this video a thumbs up, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.